Okay, so this call is definitely official, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to our Monday night mastermind call that we do every single Monday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. These calls are specifically designed not only to inspire you, but to give you some specific information that can really assist you on your journey. And we've been doing these calls for many, many years, and definitely it's no different this Monday night. We're very excited to have you if you're listening live to the call or on the replay anywhere around the globe. So definitely tune in. It's going to be an exciting call for you guys. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to the heart of the matter and talk about tonight's topic. So what tonight's topic is, if you got the broadcast earlier, what it was for is, let's see, it's called the act of faith. Now, the act of faith is basically a jump series, and the jump series is basically going to get you in a sequence that's going to allow you to see everything in motion for your life. You see, the act of faith is really a component of different areas that let you set yourself up for success. So, in other words, we only act according to the level of faith that we possess. So if you're ever wondering, okay, what is going to allow me to get to that next level in life? What's going to allow me to really, flourish in whatever it is that I'm pursuing? Maybe you're pursuing an adventure in business. Maybe you're pursuing refinance for your house, or maybe you're looking to purchase your first home or car or whatever it is. Maybe it's just a child that's actually trying to go and learn how to swim, so to speak. So at this particular moment, I mean, when you really think about this, okay, if you see a child for the near a swimming pool for the very first time, ultimately what's happening is that little child is saying, "Can I do it? Can I do it?" They may want to get in the pool and have fun just like everybody else, but there's that little voice of faith based upon their level of what? That they possess, saying, can they do it? So ultimately, what happens during this area is this child says, can I step into this faith and get into that danger zone in their mind? If the kid walks in the water, it's really only up to their chest if they stood up, but they don't know the outcome. So what they do is they start to make up all these stories. I'm scared, I can't do it, I don't want to do it, I'm afraid, walk me through it, hold my hand. Does it sound familiar? Maybe that was you when you went out and got your first dream date with a guy or a girl. Maybe it was you when you started your first business venture. I'm scared, I'm afraid. What if they say no? What if they just dominate me and say, this is never going to work for myself? The reality is that what stopped you? When you start to ask these amazing questions, you'll get amazing answers. If you want great answers, you got to ask great questions. So what stopped you? Was it a steel beam that was stopping you from achieving that next level? Was it a laser beam, a freaking laser beam that was in your way, and if you walked through it, it would destroy you? No, it was probably something mentally inside of here saying, don't do it. Be careful. Don't get hurt this time. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to knock you down. People are going to, talk behind your back. People are going to, say stupid things. People are going to post stuff on social media about you. People are just going to talk. And yet, that may or may have not ever happened, but it's that little voice thinking, can I do it? Should I do it? Will I do it? When will I do it? But remember what I said earlier. We act according to the level of faith that we possess. So your finest moment literally is one step beyond your comfort zone. Because understand that your comfort zone is always equal to your success zone. So if your success zone is not where you desire it to be, it's ultimately because where's your comfort level? It's never going to surpass it. It's always going to be equal and proportional to. So when your comfort zone is going to start to rise above the rest, how do you kind of, so to speak, trick it to be in sequence if you want your success to go up? Well, it's the actions that you take. Sometimes, yes, you're going to laugh at the following. I've got some messages coming in, which is pretty cool. So let's get back to track, hey guys. Let's see here. So yes, sometimes you're gonna laugh at different things that follow your actions. Sometimes you're gonna look back later on in life and say, wow, I couldn't believe I did that. You know, because in that moment when everything's aligned, your activities aligned, your fates aligned, your visions aligned, your purposes aligned, then you take action that you normally don't take. So when you're acting in as of faith or act of faith, so to speak, as tonight's conference call suggests, I want you to understand one key word, and that one key word is jump. You gotta jump. You gotta take action. You gotta move forward in the direction of your dream, regardless of what you may think is fear, regardless of the imaginary laser beam that's gonna destroy you, regardless of the steel beams that are holding you back from picking up a phone and maybe making a call and connecting with someone. Even if it's just a personal call. How you doing? How have you been? Hey, I was thinking about you. How are things with the family? Or maybe it's a significant other, or maybe it's a business opportunity, or maybe it's inviting to a dinner to some special engagement or something, whatever it is. You decide wherever you want to go based upon the levels that you want to achieve. So if you want to achieve, let's say, a higher level of success, what do you have to do? There's a couple things that you can do is you got to understand where you are. Be present. Don't let your past dictate your future. If I was to ask you guys right now, and if you're in the car, please pay attention to the road. If you're listening to the replay or watching this on the video, either way, I want you to focus on this one thing right now. I'm going to show you a prime example of what's happening in your life. If I was to say, raise your hand as high as you can. Okay, go ahead and do it now. Who cares who's watching? That's probably one of your biggest problems. You care too much what other people think. Raise your hand as high as you can go, right? I'm stretching, I'm reaching. Okay, is that the highest you can go? Great. Now put your hand down. Now I want you to think for a minute. And I want you to put in your mind that every goal, every dream, every desire, every passionate thing that you want or desire in your life that you must have is just 1 inch above the level that you just reached for. Now, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Actually, I'll give you 5 seconds. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 seconds. If you can reach this, let's say I had some type of magical wand, right? And I said, if you can reach 1 inch beyond that, you can have anything your heart desires. But you have 2 seconds to do it. Ready? Let's see if you can actually reach a little bit further. All of a sudden, when I say go, what happens? You reach a little bit higher. What the heck just freaking happened? Well, you knew that there was another level, but inside internally, maybe it was that little voice that said, this is the highest I can go right now. I know there's another level, but what's stopping me? It's your vision. It's your vision of what you can reach. It's your vision on what you can do. It's your vision of the levels of success or prosperity or joy or peace or happiness that you can possess for yourself. But you gotta allow yourself to stretch beyond, because if you're not willing to stretch beyond the other norm, what's gonna happen is you're gonna always live a life of mediocrity. And mediocrity freaking sucks. Being let down all the time freaking sucks. When you start to develop a family and your child says, oh, let's go the Disneyland, or let's go to here, and you can't take them because you didn't take a risk on yourself, you didn't take a risk on your future, that freaking sucks. You got to do something about it that's going to be impactful, but also powerful for you to blaze a trail. Remember, faith is just a muscle. If you use it, it grows, it expands. But if you don't use it, if you neglect it, it will wither away and die and never, ever freaking come back. So I'm asking you to work out. Yes, work out your faith muscles. Work out the ability to say, I can stretch, but if I keep stretching, what's going to happen? I'm going to be able to stretch a little farther, a little further, a little faster. And if I do it enough times and I can show myself some results, my faith muscles start to increase. So what happens also is people, yes, they always watch you. They're saying, will this guy or girl, will they quit? Or will they keep going? Or will they keep taking steps forward necessary? Let's watch them. Because something that you're doing right now, you may not recognize it in this specific moment, but you are definitely going to be an inspiration to somebody. Be the inspiration to yourself first. I always tell people, if your life was a movie, would anybody want to rewatch it? You always hear the phrase, oh, if your life was a movie, would anyone want to watch it? No. If a movie's so freaking intriguing, people rewatch it. They just don't watch it. I've seen a lot of people watch movies once and they said, oh, that movie freaking sucked. If your life was a movie, would anybody rewatch it? That's where you get to a new level. That's where you get to a new area of personal growth. That's where you get to a new level of abundance, and you get there only by acting of faith and taking that jump, so to speak. That jump in the world of the unknown is where all the possibilities lie for you, for your family, for your future, for everything that you've ever wanted to do in this lifetime. So another thing that I want you guys to focus on is, as you're acting in according of faith, understand this, that yes, sometimes the muscles have to be used again and again. So don't get discouraged if your first time, if you try to reach for something and you say, Randy, I acted by faith, not by sight, and it didn't work. You do it again and again and again. It reminds me of when I was younger. We used to go to the shooting range, and we used to have the instructor that gave us the rifle, and I did qualify as an expert at the age of 11, which is pretty awesome. It's a whole nother story, another time I'll let you guys in on. But we would get downrange and they would time us on different things and different competitions that we would do. And one way that we used to practice is our breathing technique with our finger and pushing, pulling the trigger, or not pushing the trigger. And we used to say this: ready, aim, fire. And what the purpose was to get us used to breathing in sequence with the pulling or the pressing of the button, which is the trigger, right? So what we do is we would actually look at the target. We would imagine, he wanted us to imagine our mind, we would hit this specific target. And at the same time, what we would ultimately do is we would hit fire not once, not twice, but as many times until our cartridge was out, which was usually about 10 rounds. So what we would do in our mind, we would set, ready, we would aim, and then we would fire, 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 till those 10 rounds were done. We would reload and do it again, because sometimes some of the kids were a little afraid of that first pop. It scared them. So once they got comfortable with it, they started to get in their groove, it was like nothing. And I believe your goals, your dreams, your aspirations are exactly the same way. You've got to set yourself in motion. You've got to aim towards the dreams that you're seeking. You've got to be ready, and then you've got to be willing to fire until, the word is until, you hit your target. So you're ready? You're aiming, you're firing until. Until means faith. Until means like when a child starts to walk for the first time and a parent says, this kid has been trying for 6 months. Look at him. You know, I don't know. We got to get a blood test. I don't know if this is my child. No, just kidding. What I'm saying is that the child is going to walk somehow, some way, and the parent knows that I'm not going to give up on my child. I'm going to be with them every quote-unquote step of the way until they learn how to stand on their own, until they learn how to run on their own, until they learn how to grasp the idea of taking a walk step by step, and then a jog, and then a good out sprint and run, and which starts to get exciting for most parents, because when you're in a mall type situation, they take off, which is exciting. So anyways, but all that is done until, because it's based upon the word faith. In other words, they didn't give up. You see, somebody a long time ago didn't give up on you. That's why you're here today. You may feel let down. You may feel distraught. You may feel like, gosh, nobody's paying attention. Nobody gives a damn sometimes of what I want or what I do. Believe me, there's people out there that care about you. I'm one of them. If you're listening to this now, it's because I'm putting this out there for you to give you some steps that's going to allow you to reach for that next level of success, to reach to that next level of freedom, to reach for that next goal or that next accomplishment in life for you and for your family and for your children and maybe grandchildren someday or great-grandchildren, to leave a true legacy which is going to be inspirational to the masses. But it's going to be up to you to take that defining moment and take that act of faith and jump into it. Don't tippy-toe. Don't point your toes in the water and say, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. We all know, we've all been swimming. We're here in California, that when you jump in a pool, it's always better just to dive in than try to walk into the pool. The pool may be perfect, but a lot of times you see people, they tiptoe in the water like, but really if you just jump in, whoo, it's all good. Same thing with the Band-Aid theory, right? Band-Aid, if you got a couple hairs on your arm, if you go really slowly, it becomes painful. Strip that thing off, it's over with, done with, and then you're on to the next thing. So that's really what tonight's message was really or put together for you, was to allow you to understand there is certain steps that need to be done. But number one, yes, it is a muscle. Your faith components are based upon muscles. You must exercise them. Give yourself permission to jump until you jump to where you want to. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and close out tonight's call a little bit early tonight. I've got some more work that I've got to do in the form of doing some other video stuff. So anyways, gang, I hope this was not only inspirational to you, but I hope you take it to heart for the things that you can manifest in your life. I hope you can take some ideas that maybe you took some notes down, maybe you're listening to the call live, maybe you're listening to the replay or the video, that you can really utilize and say, that's it, I'm tired of living in mediocrity. I'm going to do something for myself. What am I going to freaking jump into by faith? And let me tell you guys, it's going to be an exciting road and an adventure for you if you allow yourself to jump until. So until next Monday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, I want you guys to all live with fulfillment, serve with passion, so in this lifetime you can leave this world with no regrets. So until next Monday night, I want you guys to all have a freaking amazing week, and I'll hear each and every one of you guys on next Monday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Take care.